What is up, everybody? Welcome to my channel, Mind Brew. We are about to find out what is going on this week. I am going to be pulling Zodiac Tarot cards for each sign. We'll go through Aries, from Aries all the way through Pisces. I'll be pulling one card for your general energy and one card for your general love energy. Okay? I actually already have the cards. This time, next time, I I will message you beforehand to get your number. Um, okay. That being said, let's go ahead and hop into it, you guys. This is going to be for the week of today or tomorrow, September 13th through September 20th. Without further ado, let's get going. Please don't hate me, Aaron. All right. No. Let's see what is going on with Aries. Let's see what's going on with Aries over the next week. What kind of energy will Aries be dealing with over the next week? Let's figure this out. We have Star, Aries. So you will be healing from a very difficult period. Things will be easing up if they have been hard lately. If you've been stressing, everything's it's going to get lighter. You may be feeling a bit more optimistic about life. Things haven't been so great, but again, feeling optimistic. You're getting out of a negative mindset that you may have been in. You may have been having a really, really, really hard time with your emotions and your thoughts just keeping you up at night and whatnot. But starting to feel better this week, and well, that of course is a relief. Now there are some situations with some of you who have completely lost hope, um, in which case it will be a rough week. But do make room for optimism amongst your pessimism. I still think, even amongst the potential negativity, you'll still not let it get the worst of you. Let's just say that. All right, let's pull a card for Aries' love life over the next week. What's going on in Aries' love life over the next week? We have the Ten of Pentacles. So with the Ten of Pentacles, you're going to be very, very focused on the solidity of your relationship. Very focused on the commitment. Whether it's there or not, you're thinking about it. It's very important to you. And you're really trying to bring some sort of structure to whatever your current situation is. If, you're just having a very difficult, crazy time in your relationship right now, you're just trying to bring some calm to the chaos, Um, if things are open-ended and whatnot, you want to close that in. You want to figure out what's going on. You don't want the open-ended. You don't want there to be any question. You want it to be known clearly and matter-of-factly what is going on in your relationship. So very, very matter-of-fact. Very a matter of fact. So I will say that even if your emotions get out of hand, the situation is such that you know that there are more important things to worry about than like little minor agitations and annoyances. They're bigger fish to fry, basically. All right, let's move on to Taurus. Don't want to stick on anybody too long. Let's see what's going on with Taurus over the next week. What kind of energy? What do you think, Sir Aaron? What kind of energy will Taurus encounter over the next week? What is going on with Taurus over the next week? Energy will Taurus encounter? Taurus, you have Judgment. So you are going through a period of transition. There are certain things in your life that are concluding and leading into new phases. Now is very important to leave the sorrow of your past behind you, because if you carry it with you forward, it's going to poison your future. It's going to poison your present and your future. So you need to be very careful that you're not holding on so tightly to hurt that you don't see joy. And that may be something that you're struggling with. You may be having a hard time getting over something that has happened to you in the past. But if it's not something you are finally being able to let go of, it is something that is really getting in the way of your growth moving forward. Do y'all hear that? Do you hear that? There's a cat trying to claw its way in my room. Alright, let's get a card for Taurus's love life. Let's get one card for Taurus's love life. Let's see what's going on with Taurus and their love life over the next week. You have the Nine of Pentacles. So you're going to be a little bit more focused on yourself this week than your relationship. If you are in a committed relationship, you know, the person is important to you, but you're putting yourself first right now. You're working on yourself. You feel like you need to focus on you. So if you're in a relationship with somebody, you may be detached, you may be distant from them. You're just focusing on yourself and getting your life together, getting things in order. Instead of talking about it all the time, you're trying to get your life in order. Some of you may be finally walking away from a difficult relationship. In which case you will find yourself more at peace. It won't be without pain, because it hurts for this situation to end, but more peace comes and less pain. Whereas with the situation, more pain comes with less peace. And no matter how much you want it to be different, it's not. So you're just like, okay, gotta collect my losses and move on before I lose myself. And some of you, if you're not dating or seeing anybody or whatever, it's just you're focusing on yourself, focusing on bettering yourself, loving yourself, and that is a good thing to do. It's not bad at all. It's funny. Probably be more interesting if it was a coyote, or maybe more scary. I don't know. Instead, it's a really cute, cuddly, fuzzy kitten. All right, moving on to Gemini. Let's see what's going on with Gemini, right? What is up with Gemini over the next week? What kind of energy will Gemini encounter over the next week? What's going on with Gemini? All right, Jimmy. Ooh. Gemini, you have the Lovers card. So partnership is going to be highlighted to you, working with other people. There may be a very important decision you need to make about a partnership. Um, this doesn't have to be romantic. This is actually the general part of the reading that I'm pulling out, so it's definitely important to keep in mind that it does not have to be romantic. This can involve anything that involves more than one person collectively. Um, However, with some of you, your love life will be highlighted a little bit more than usual. So there will be a lot more going on there. You may be um, connecting with somebody. Maybe you're just connecting with them, or you're reconnecting with them. There's some form of connection that is occurring that is bringing pleasure to both parties involved. Again, this doesn't have to be romantic. This could be homies going out and having a good time, you know, but um, in tandem and partnership. It's about partnership. But it is definitely important to acknowledge the lover's aspect because it's the lover's card, right? So, yeah, some of you may be really connecting deeply with some people this week or a person. You await the Nine of Pentacles. All right, let's see what is going on with Gemini's love language. Are you sneezing at the cats? Is that what just happened? Is that what the action was about? What is going on in Gemini's love life? What are you feeling so connected to, Gemini? Very interesting. Very interesting. Gemini, you have the Page of Swords for the love life energy this week. And the Page of Swords kind of warns of being too distant, too cold. If it doesn't warn of it, it heralds it. just not really saying everything, observing the situation more. So you may be in the process of just getting to know somebody. That may be it. Or you may be feeling like you're a very strong attraction with somebody, but you're just kind of like watching. That sounds so creepy. Not in a creepy way though. It's more like getting to know. You're just kind of observing how this person behaves in their personality. Just figure out like the type of person they are. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think that there may be some situations, there may be some relationships that aren't as healthy, where you and your partner are just so super entwined right now, just like all the way around, mentally, emotionally, physically, that it can cause problems because there are certain things about the situation that you're not seeing and that's not being said. Because I think to a certain extent, um, one does not want to be vulnerable. So, trying to kind of sitting back and waiting to see if it's okay, if it's safe to. See where the week takes you, Gemini. I'll check back with you next week and we'll figure it out. Now, what I want to know is where the cat's drawn to you. Because from what I understand, cats tend to have an extra affection for those who are allergic to them. Cats like to go for the people that don't like them, for whatever reason it is, and then win you over. You can identify with them. Oh, goodness. But I am a Leo, you guys. The lion. Rawr. Okay. Anyways, let's see what is going on in Cancer's world. We're not quite to Leo yet. Let's see what's going on with Cancer over the next week. What kind of energy will Cancer encounter? Cancer, you have the Lover's energy, which 2 highlights partnership, friendship, companionship, partnership. Already said that, but saying it again for reiteration. There will be a coupling of some sort that will be beneficial and just kind of fun, and be lighthearted, be fun, enjoyable. So I think for the most part, you will enjoy spending time with your loved ones in general. And you'll benefit from companionship. Let's see what's going on in your love life, Cancer. What kind of energy is going on in your love life over the next week? All right, Cancer, you have the Ace of Cups. So you are definitely going to be feel very loving, very affectionate towards your partner this week. Like your cup runneth over. That's how the Ace of Cups is. It typically runs over because it's just such a huge rush of affection. And this can be new, this can be renewed, this could just be. What I mean by that is, it's not something that comes out of nowhere. It's like you have this love for this person, period, all the time, no matter what. It's there. It's always there. It, the connection, it's always there. It cannot be denied. It cannot be ignored. One can try unsuccessfully. Um, some of you guys, this may be like just super light flirtations. This does not have to be super serious stuff like it does represent as well. I mean, the Two of Cups and the Ace of Cups, like usually if those cards are together, we have something very loving here, very affectionate, a connection between two people. The dynamic of that connection may vary, but the connection is there and undeniable. I feel like you should be very careful not to get too caught up in your emotions, though, because they are going to be super freaking intense. They're going to be super, super intense. And it's going to be easy to get caught up in your emotions. So try to bring a level of detachment into the situation, Cancer. Otherwise, you're just going to get swept up and you're going to get lost in it. Yeah. Let's see what's going on with Leo. Now we got Leo. What's going on in Leo's world over the next week? What kind of energy will Leo encounter? Over the next week, how will it affect them? Leo, you have the Queen of Swords. So you, my dear Leo, you will find yourself being somewhat detached from people, separate. Maybe not necessarily detached, but separate. Um, it's just not a very emotional time right now. And if you are emotional, if there are a lot of emotions running right now, you're kind of detaching yourself from them and trying so hard to not let it affect you that um, make them off cold. Or maybe you're even forcing yourself to be cold-hearted bitch. It's not necessarily the case. Sometimes you could just be coming off that way, just because of how you feel. It emanates. But you're definitely going to be a little bit more intellectually minded over the next week. That stuff's going to be more of a priority to you than dealing with love and emotions and stuff like that. Very much in contrast to Cancer's energy. All right, let's see what's going on in your love life, Leo. What is going on in Leo's love life? Okay, then, Leo. You have death in your love life. So something is coming to an end. It's final. It's over. Of course, this could be an actual relationship come to an end, but this could also be a period of difficulty in your relationship coming to an end. It really depends on the circumstances that are going on specific to you. Um, Either way, this period will be transformative and you're never going to be the same. You're never going to be the same person. Whether or not that's good or bad, I don't know. I think that it may be leaning a little bit more towards bad because I think to a certain extent you might be hardening your heart and hardening yourself up so because you don't want to feel emotions. But I mean, what your feelings will exist, period, whether you want them to or not. There's no getting past it. But there is getting past this period, and you will. And hopefully, it will transform your world and your love life in a positive way, even if it's a bunch of bullshit you're dealing with. Like, you can still turn your bullshit, your pain, into something that is productive in your future um, by learning from it, working from it, working with it. Um, there is a way to allow your past to have an influence on your future without it being detrimental. There is a way for that. I think that you're trying to figure that out. And the way you are trying to figure that out involves you detaching. That's where the detachment's coming from. You don't want to get like too over emotional about anything that happens. Um, because of the level of disruption it'll bring to your life. And you're just at a point where you want to make the necessary changes for this to no longer be a concern, even if those changes are difficult and painful and hard to make. All right, I'm going to move on. Let's move on to Virgo. Let's see what's going on with Virgo. What's going on with Virgo over the next week? What kind of energy will Virgo encounter over the next week? And how will it affect them? Virgo, you have the Eight of Wands, so you are going to be moving forward quickly, quick movement, and maybe communicating with a lot of people, maybe a very high priority this week. There are lots of things that need to be spoken about in order for you to move forward. You know that. So conversations need to be had for forward motion to manifest. Some of you may be avoiding these conversations, have avoided them. Um, but they're inevitable and they're necessary, and the longer you avoid them, the bigger the problem will become. Let's see what is going on in your love life, Virgo. That was pretty direct. See what's going on in Virgo's love life over the next week. Ooh. Justice. So a decision will finally be made in regards to your relationship. This is something that you've been avoiding. Um, you don't want the finality of what could or could not occur. You don't want things to end, is what it is. You don't want things to come to an end. So you've been avoiding it, but there will be a conclusion. There's no more getting around it. It's happening whether you like it or not. How it manifests in your life will be different based upon what you have going on. Some of you will be breaking free from a toxic, negative relationship. Some of you may be making the decision to make it work. But there are things that make growth difficult. There are definitely obstacles that keep occurring that make growth difficult. So it's possible, and you can still make progress moving forward, but communication has to occur um, for that to come close to occur. It can come close, but you got to get that communication thing in there first, and people have a hard time with that, just in general in life. You may be avoiding dealing with something in regards to your partner, but you have to. You're gonna have to face it eventually. All right, let's see what's going on with Libra. What is going on in Libra's world over the next week? What kind of energy will Libra encounter over the next week? What's going on with Libra? Libra, you have the Judgment card, so you will be at a period of time where you have to say goodbye to certain things in your life, certain phases in your life. It's time to let go. It's time to release it so you can make room for what is to come. Like there is a lot just waiting to occur, but you have to make room for it. You have to clear space for it. And that's something that you're going to be working on doing. You don't want to repeat the same mistakes. So you are doing everything you can to recognize those in real time and change it. Let's see what's going on in your love life, Libra. What's going on in Libra's love life? Libra, you have the Wheel. So major changes in your relationship. Things are going to be turning in a new direction, a different direction. You will grow and evolve from this. I think there are a lot of pivotal moments occurring at this moment with Libra and whomever their love interests may be, love interest, companions, relationship, partners, whatever. All that stuff. Things are changing now, and you're starting to see things differently. Which is actually really good because, again, you're trying to not repeat the same mistakes. You're trying to completely change things. You completely turn it around. You want your love life to be different. You're tired of the negativity that it brings. And you understand that there are certain things that you think that contribute to this. Like, it's not just a the universe is picking on you type situation. Okay, you're starting to recognize that there's some things that you do have done that bring on the heartache. And through this recognition, working to do different and do better. Okay, let's see what is going on with Scorpio. What do you know, Scorpio? What's going on with Scorpio over the next week? What kind of energy with Scorpio? Scorpio, you have the World. So you are concluding one phase of your life and entering into a new one. I feel like that's a theme so far in all these readings, is that is one aspect of your life that is coming to conclusion, something else that you are on the precipice of, that you have to let go of one thing in order to retain the other. You're starting to see that and recognize that and make the necessary choices to get what it is that you truly desire. It's maybe involving writing. Um, Perhaps you're communicating through writing something very, very important that will be life altering. It's going to change your world. Maybe doing some sort of paperwork that it's really going to change your world. It's going to change your life massively. All right, Scorpio, what's going on in your love life? What's going on in Scorpio's love life over the next week? Nine of Wands. So, and your relationship, you feel like there are things that are getting in the way for you of you achieving what you want in this relationship. Whether you are already committed to this person or seeing them, there is just something that just keeps getting in the way of you guys being together. And it's frustrating. It's very, very frustrating. And you may be dealing with this through, writing each other. But to you, it's not good enough. It is, but it isn't. Meaning, you are thankful for the time you have with your partner. But it's not because you want more, basically. You genuinely appreciate spending time with them, but there's more that you want to do. There's more that you want from this relationship, and there are things that are stunting it. It's just driving you crazy. It's just really driving you crazy. It's just one of those things, you guys. Like, sometimes, you just gotta push through a few more difficult things to get where you want to go, or get to what you want to achieve. And this is just one of those situations. So let's see what's going on with Sagittarius. What is up with Sagittarius over the next week? What kind of energy will Sagittarius encounter? And how will they deal with it? Sagittarius, you have the Knight of Wands, so you may be full of energy this week. You may be very, very talkative. There may be a lot of stuff that you're wanting to do. Like, you're wanting to get it done, get it done, get it done, get it done, get it done fast. And it may be too much for some other people. They don't have the same energy level as you, and that can be very frustrating for you. You may lose your temper over this a few times, but you do need to try to understand that you do have a level of get up and go that not everybody has, and you just got to try to be more patient with the people that don't have it. Very, very hard for you. Very hard for you. You may be, well, I've already said that you may be very talkative, but you also may be quick to like snap on people, quick to lose your temper. Just you have a very dynamic energy over the next week. It's all over the place. And you could really get a lot done if you were able to channel this in the right direction. If you could find a way to channel this energy, you could use it in a very, very beneficial way. But that's, again, something you have to figure out for your life based on what you got going on in your life. Some of you may be traveling, maybe going on a road trip, getting a new vehicle. Really just trying to go out and have a good time and enjoy life. Enjoy yourself, enjoy life. Have a good time. See what's going on in your love life, Sagittarius. What's going on in your love life over the next week? Sagittarius, you have the Ace of Cups, so you will be feeling very loving, Very, very emotional, very deeply. Whatever you feel, you will be feeling deeply. Let's just say that. So if there's some arguing going on, you will be deeply enraged. It's just going to come out, you know. So you, again, may snap, maybe a little short with the people that you love the most. Unfortunately for them, um, the people that care about you the most will probably catch your wrath the most. Um, but even though you may be so quick to lose your temper with somebody else, you are also quick to get over it and just let the love take over. You know, let the love you have for this person completely override anything negative that occurs. At the end of the day, that's how you're gonna feel. At the end of the day, you're gonna feel like, you know what, I love them very much. We're gonna get through this. Or I love them, so it's worth it. It's worth putting in the extra effort. And there may be something that you want to do super fast for or with your significant other. Like you want it to happen very, very quickly. Very, very quickly. It could be like a weekend getaway or something like that. You may want to travel with your significant other as well. Okay. Let's move on to Capricorn. I just realized I haven't been doing my banners. What a pain to myself. All right, let's see what's going on with Capricorn. What's going on with Capricorn over the next week? What kind of energy will Capricorn encounter? Mhm. Capricorn, you have the Knight of Cups. So you're going to be feeling, you're going to be feeling very loving, very affectionate to people. You really want to be doing stuff that you love right now. You'll be putting a lot of extra effort and attention into doing those things. And if not doing those things, identifying what those things are to yourself. See what's going on in your love life. It's really important for you in your work to be doing something that you love right now. See what's going on in Capricorn's love life. The same cards are coming out. I'm shuffling them, you guys. All right, we have the Ace of Cups again. So, um, Capricorn, you too, you feel very loving, very affectionate, which I've already said. It just, this is more confirmation that you're just going to be very emotional over the next week. You and your partner are going to be feeling very deeply connected. Um, that connection will be very strong between you guys this week. Um, some of you may be going through some stuff and you are really letting it out with your partner. You are really letting those emotions out. And it's a little bit overwhelming for your partner. It's overwhelming for you, and you don't want to overwhelm your partner. You just want to talk. And you want to talk to the person you love the most about what you want to talk about. So, um, you may be in a period right now where you are sharing a lot of yourself with other people. You're giving of yourself. Just be wary to do too much. You can do that too much. You can give too much. You can care too much. It can be detrimental to your health and your well being. You are not careful. So be careful. Okay, Capricorn. Now let's move on to Aquarius. What is going on with Aquarius over the next week? What kind of energy will Aquarius encounter over the next week? What energy will Aquarius encounter? Aquarius, you have the Page of Swords. So this week you are definitely going to be all about your education, learning, um, be it from a class or just School of Hard Knocks. Right now it's really important for you to use your intellect and to expand it. Thus, you may not come off very affectionate, and you may even come off as a dickhead to some people. You don't really care. You're just talking, and if they get offended, that sucks for them, but you're just talking. So it's kind of how you feel about it. Like, you're not necessarily trying to make anybody feel some type of way. You're just being you. You're just being real. You're just being honest and unfiltered. And, not everybody can handle it. Not everybody can handle it. But there are people who can and are on the same level that you can have fun with, because they're on the same level, they have the same sense of humor going on. So, um, but you will be dealing with both types of people. Like, you'll be dealing with the people that can handle it and the people that can't handle it, and then the people that are neutral. But I think you will find yourself having some pretty fun conversations with some people who are like-minded, the like-minded energy and whatnot. Fun intellectual conversations, um, things that you grow from. You love learning. You love learning from talking to other people. Like, you love learning from people. And it's not always a good thing if you take everything that everyone says as fact and at face value. But I don't think you do. I think you think a little bit more critically for that. But at the same time, I think that there are some of you that don't realize that you are being that way. Oops. But you can't help it. And some of you, it's because you're in a mood, stuff's happening, whatever. Other people, it's just your communication style, It just varies. But it's going to be highlighted this week. Yeah. Let's see what's going on in Aquarius's love life. What's going on in Aquarius's love life over the next kind of energy? Aquarius encounter in your love life over the next. Aquarius, you have the Five of Pentacles. So, some of you you're very lonely. You're really, really lonely. Some of you are really beating yourselves up about being alone, which makes you feel even worse. So, in a way, you're your own worst enemy when it comes to your love life, because you just make yourself feel like shit. Before other people have a chance to. And that it just almost sets you up for failure, because it's like you expect rejection, and so any sign of anything positive, you don't see it, it's just negative, and you end up not being responded to very well, and you end up not responding and it very well, and it really does turn into a very self-destructive situation, um, focused around miscommunication and insecurity. So you may be dealing with a lot of insecurities right now. You're really having a hard time with that, though, and it may influence you lashing out on other people occasionally, because you feel shitty about yourself and your love life, but you don't want to. You want to make yourself not care, and then in the process of trying to make yourself not care, you really just turn yourself into a cold hearted dickhead, and it doesn't work out well. I mean, I think just in general, as a side note, there's a lot of harm and hurt that comes from people in the way they behave to avoid being hurt. I don't know if that made sense coming out, but sometimes in the process of trying to avoid being hurt, we hurt ourselves more. That's kind of what I was trying to say. Um, and that could be happening in your relationship, situationship, love life. Okay. Now let's see what's going on with Pisces. Yes, my patient Pisces, how are you? Let's see what's going on with you this week. What kind of energy will my patient Pisces encounter over the next week? What kind of energy? What kind of energy will they encounter over the next week? And how will it affect Pisces? Pisces, you have the Five of Cups. So you're going to be having a hard time this week. You'll be dealing with some sort of loss, some heavy loss. You may have said or done some things that you regret, and you may feel like all is lost, like there's nothing you can do to fix the situation. You may be feeling really, really sad, really depressed about things. And there is something about the situation that's not lost. Like, you may feel like all is lost, but there's something that is not. There's something that's still okay, that's still salvageable. But right now you can't really see what that is, because you're just so caught up in the funky feelings, the feelings of regret, remorse, loneliness, sadness, um, being despondent. You may be having a hard time dealing with those feelings, fighting them off, more than usual. Let's see what's going on in your love life. What's going on in Pisces love life? And what may be salvageable in the situation, it may be something that, like, you don't really care about, that you think is insignificant, but it's not. So hopefully you'll recognize it before you miss your chance. What's going on in your love life, Pisces? What kind of energy will you encounter in your love life over the next week? You have the Two of Cups in your love life. So this is typically representative of a very loving relationship. There may be some things that you've said and done in this relationship that you do regret. And so there may be some conflict between you and your significant other, or potential significant other. And you may have said or done something that you regret, and you just feel like there's no going back from that, which is very upsetting to you, because you felt like you had a genuine, deep connection with this person. But there is something that can be done, something that is salvageable. I'm not going to sit here and say that the relationship, the actual committed relationship, is salvageable, but there is something about this situation that can be smoothed over. You just can't see it right now because you're so caught up in your grief. But know that and search for it. Try to find the silver lining in this, what you can learn from this, what you can learn from your behavior, and the things you've said and done that you regret, what you can learn about the other person's behavior and how they function. you know. So I think that there has been conflict in a relationship that you've had with somebody, and you're just really having a hard time with it. Really, really having a hard time with it. You feel like it's over. Um, but all is not lost. It's not. You just got to figure out what's still there. And you will. You will. I'll check back with you in a week, and we'll see where you're at. Those are your readings for the next week, all the zodiac signs. I hope they resonate in some way, shape, or form, because then that means I'm doing something right if they resonate, right? Otherwise, come back again next week to check out next week's read. And also, I have a Patreon you guys can go check out and sub to. The link is in the description box. I do not have September's up yet, but I will be getting that done this weekend. I have most of them done already. So, definitely go check that out, and I will see y'all again very